you guys. It's nice, but it's unnice. If some of you guys are familiar with my work, this is not the first time that I've stood on my soapbox to tell people that something is very, very wrong in this nation. And I wish that I wasn't up here again, because what it means is that there is still something very, very wrong in our nation. And when we look at this and we look at where we are, and what is happening, what I call is just straight up an attack on women and everyone else who has the ability to give birth to a child. Just because you have that ability doesn't mean you should be forced to use that ability. And this has been a fight that has been going on for way too long. And during this week, when I was asked to speak, I had to become really reflective on my journey. And I had to really think about what brought me to where I am now. And if you didn't know me before, you would probably be wondering, what do you mean? 16-year-old Kat was brought up in an environment where nobody sat her down and said this, but the society in which she was a part of said, if you get raped and you get pregnant, that is a blessing from God, so you should not abort that child. Now, I want us to really sit with that thought, because that environment that I'm talking about is an environment that many of us, if not all of us, were brought up in at one point. And to get out of that environment, the journey that I had to go through to get to where I am now was a long and stressful one. And the problem with that journey, yes, I am glad that I'm here today, but the problem with that journey is while I was making it, our legislators were putting into action things that we are seeing now in Texas. And I thought to myself, how do we shorten this journey so that we are all aware of what's going on and can much better help and protect each other? And I thought back about something I said last summer about having to wake up. And that's really the thing, is having to wake up and to realize that we are part of a society that was built on the ideals of oppression. If you were not a white, cis, upper middle class to very rich male, the way in which our rules and regulations were written were meant to oppress you. And the reason why we are constantly fighting this battle is because we are still living within those rules and those regulations. And at some point, we as people have to wake up and say enough is enough.